What if home wasn't just a space, but a feeling? What if every time you walked through the door, it felt like turning the pages of an old photo album? A kitchen bathed in avocado green, checkered floors that know the rhythm of Sunday mornings, brass handles polished by time and touch. What if those weren't relics of the past, but the very soul of your present? Did you know that 70% of homeowners feel their space doesn't reflect their style? Don't be part of that statistic. Subscribe and start designing a home that truly feels yours. This isn't a museum. This isn't nostalgia for nostalgia's sake. This is something else, something real. A home where the spirit of the 70s dances with modern life. Where design doesn't just decorate, it remembers, it celebrates. You see, this isn't about going backward. It's about reconnecting with texture, with color, with joy, with everything we once called home. This is Retro Barndominium Design. And it's not just a style, it's a love letter to the past, written with the ink of today. It's freedom, wrapped in wood paneling and neon signs. It's playful, it's bold, and it never apologizes for smiling too much. So, if you've ever missed a time you never lived in, if you've ever longed for warmth you couldn't quite describe, you're not alone, because some memories are worth building from the ground up, and maybe, just maybe, you're about to find your way back to something beautifully familiar. Welcome to the home that remembers you. A beautiful home is not a dream, it's an art, and you're the artist. Subscribe and start creating spaces that speak to the soul. There's something magical about the past, not the kind you study in school, but the kind you carry in your senses. It's the scent of warm bread drifting through a tiny kitchen, the hum of a chrome toaster as sunlight hits the linoleum just right. It's your grandmother's voice, soft, distant, somehow eternal, floating between velvet curtains and the clink of porcelain cups. That's the past we're talking about, the kind that didn't ask to be remembered. It just stayed with you. And that's exactly what a retro barndominium captures. Not history, not imitation, but emotion, wrapped in tin siding and anchored by steel beams. It's a space that knows how to slow down time. Rooms that feel like Sunday afternoons. Walls that don't echo, they sing. Because here, the past isn't locked behind glass. It's lived in, felt, heard, like the soft crackle of a vinyl record spinning in the corner. A little imperfect, a little warm, just right. Every corner is a whisper of joy, every pattern a conversation. From the bold floral wallpapers to the worn wooden knobs, nothing here is accidental. It's a home that doesn't rush. It lets you linger. And maybe, for the first time, you'll stop craving the future, because the present finally feels whole. Transform your home. Transform your life. Subscribe now and let's create spaces you'll love forever. This isn't retro for show. It's retro for soul. And once you walk in, you'll understand. You haven't gone back in time. You've finally caught up with what matters. A retro barndominium doesn't start with walls or beams. It starts with color. Not just any color, but the kind that wraps around you like a hug from a favorite sweater. The kind that says, "Welcome back," even if you've never been here before. Imagine soft pistachio walls glowing under golden morning light. Not loud, not shy, just content. Next to it, a mustard yellow door, bold, cheerful, a little quirky, like an old friend in bell-bottoms waving you inside. The bathroom? Rosy pink tiles line the walls, their edges trimmed in aged brass. Not flashy, just proud to be exactly what they are. No apologies, no pretense. This is a home that knows who it is. And the colors, they don't just decorate the space, they give it voice. They sing in harmony: turquoise, burnt orange, olive green, each shade telling its own part of the story, woven into every room like lyrics of an old familiar song. In a world obsessed with muted tones and minimalist silence, a retro barndo dares to be vivid. It doesn't whisper. It belts out joy. Because here, beige isn't neutral. It's forgotten. But these colors? These are memories in motion. They're grandma's mixing bowl, dad's old truck, the diner where you fell in love. Every splash of color holds a heartbeat. Every pattern remembers a dance. And when you walk through this home, you're not just seeing paint. You're feeling laughter. You're touching time. It's not just vintage. It's vibrant, alive. And in its glow, you might just remember how it feels to be fully, unapologetically you. Beneath the charm, beneath the whimsy, there's something steady, something strong. It's easy to get swept up in the velvet armchairs and vintage record players, but a retro barndominium isn't just a love letter to the past. It's a commitment to the present, to strength, to intention, to the kind of building that lasts. Beneath those pistachio walls, steel frames, clean, precise, built to weather time. Behind those retro curtains, energy-efficient glass, modern insulation, foundations that breathe, that hold, that honor the weight of memory, without ever sagging under it. Because this isn't a replica. It's not pretending. It's evolving. A retro barndo may look like it was born in 1965, but every inch of it is aware of where we are now. It's wired for solar. It's ready for smart living. And yet, when you walk through its doors, you still feel like you're stepping into a Polaroid. That's the quiet miracle, the subtle magic. To use today's tools, but build with yesterday's soul. It's easy to chase trends, harder to craft meaning. These homes are made for people who want both, who don't want to choose between character and comfort, between style and substance. Because somewhere between those clean lines and creaky floorboards, between the vintage soul and the modern shell, is something rare. A home that doesn't just shelter you. It knows you. And when you find it, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. But here's what they don't tell you. Retro isn't just a style. It's a feeling, a mood, a quiet rebellion. It says no to blank spaces that say nothing. It refuses the silence of beige walls and showroom furniture. It wants to laugh. It wants to dance. It wants to live, really live, right alongside you. Because a retro barndominium isn't here to impress strangers. It's here to reflect you, your quirks, your stories, the records you still play, the patterns you still love, even if no one else does. This kind of home doesn't stand on ceremony. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be honest. It greets you not with pristine minimalism, but with a wink, and maybe a warm cup of cocoa waiting by the stove. It knows how to make a mess, and how to make memories in that mess. Because personality doesn't come from paint swatches. It comes from living fully, from letting your home echo with laughter, color, and things that actually matter. Retro isn't an aesthetic. It's a permission slip. To be bold, to be playful, to stop apologizing for loving a velvet couch or a shag rug. It's not about going backward. It's about refusing to forget what made us feel alive in the first place. And maybe that's the real twist, that somewhere in all the pattern, all the brass, all the playful edges, you don't just find style, you find yourself. So maybe now you're seeing it too. This isn't just design. It's something deeper, a feeling, a rhythm, a way of living that doesn't rush, doesn't shrink, doesn't hide behind clean lines and gray tones. Because sometimes the future we crave is made from pieces of the past we almost forgot. Maybe it's time to trade the disposable for the dependable, the sterile for the soulful, the trendy for the timeless. And no, retro isn't about going backward. It's about going inward.